Shalom to the nation of Israel. Our praises and our glory to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim, Kakadash. To the men of Great Millstone and the like-minded brothers in tune with this 100% gospel, pushing it through the four corners of the earth in all diligence. Shalom. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. And to the sincere Akwaf, who are few in numbers, along with the other brothers who hear and believe this gospel. Shalom. And this lesson is entitled the upcoming heavenly regime, right? And we know the heavenly regime, that will be established on earth will be ruled by Yahweh Shai and by extension the righteous Israelite men, starting with 144,000, right, and down. And before we proceed, let's just look at the meaning of the word regime, seeing that I just used that word, right? So we can bring out the understanding. Regime. And it says here, mode of rule or management, right? When you go into the etymology of the word, you go back to the word direction or government, which the new kingdom to come, will by default have this earth going in a complete righteous direction under a righteous government, right? A form of government or the government in power. You see, that's what's coming. Number 3, a period of rule. And it's going to be what? Everlasting. A regulated system, a regimen. Right? And that's complete order. Right? And it's going to be on earth. This heavenly regime will be set up on the planet Earth, ruled over by Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, the world called Jesus. Right? And you see, daily we have stubborn jakes, people among our nation. Right? Jake is just a shortening word for Jacob. That's what we call the Israelites who haven't repented. Right? And we know the Israelites today are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans, whom Bible prophecy has revealed to be the true Israelites. Right? Scattered across the four corners of the earth. Along with the Israelites that look like heathens, that are living among the heathens, looking like the other nations. But the seed line go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which is key. Right? So, yeah. Stubborn Jakes and hurt Edomites, so-called white people, are trying to cancel out the idea of a righteous rulership on the planet, because they want everybody who call on white Jesus. It's a fake name. That's not the true name of the Messiah. They want everybody who call on white Jesus to be in the heavenly realm as spirits forever. That's what they want, And at the end of the day, that's not in harmony with prophecy, right? And we have enemies of the truth, and sadly really, a large majority of them are, as I mentioned earlier, from our own nation, plus the heathens, other nations who, they are not in favor with the gospel. And it's headed by Esau, the so-called white man, and they're trying to do away with the obvious fact that the Lord separated people, and they just can't do it. It's all over scripture, they can't do it. The Lord deals in separation, So let's just get the precept, 2nd Esdras, the 6th chapter. 2nd Esdras, the 6th chapter, verse 53. Okay. So this is 2nd Esdras chapter 6, starting at verse 53, and it says here, upon the 6th day thou gavest commandment unto the earth, that before thee it should bring forth beasts, cattle, and creeping things, going into the creation. And after these Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. You see that? The people also whom thou hast chosen. Christians like to sing the song, we are a chosen generation, called forth to show his excellence. And they don't know. They don't have no understanding. Right? We just get a precept to back that up. What am I looking for? 1 Peter 2:9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light, which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of Yahweh, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. Exactly, because the nation of Israel was cut off. We became degenerates, if you will. We became degenerate vines. You understand? So the Lord cut we off, and we are the only nation that this has happened to. Right? The Lord owned us as a people, but then he cut us off as a people. Right? So when Christians sing that song, they don't know what it means. They don't understand the significance, of being a chosen generation. When they look at the meaning of the word generation, let's just get it. They like to sing the song, how can you be a chosen? You think the chosen generation is your Christian church? No. It's talking about a people. See? Go back to the when you go into the etymology of the word, it is genero, which means to beget or to generate. And you're going at the meaning now, the fact of creating something or bringing something into being. Production, creation. The act of creating a living creature or organism. See that? Procreation. Race, family, breed. That's who it's talking about. The chosen generation, the family, the race, the breed of Israel. Right? That's who it's talking about. And then the scripture went on to say, now Israel is able to obtain mercy. You understand? The favor of the Lord is upon the nation of Israel. And that came over into the New Testament. So we don't know what the fuck they're talking about. The New Testament don't cancel out the salvation being for Israel only. It just didn't happen. But anyways, let's go back to 2nd Esdras 6. We're going to pick up where we left off. Verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people which also came of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle. Spittle. Grab the dictionary again. Spittle. The other nations are like unto spit, usually frothy and of a milky coloration. Something frothy and white that resembles spit, spit up or drool. Oh. So you see, this is what the Lord is likening the other nations unto. Right? And that hurt a lot of people. A lot of nuts got crushed, when the Israelites brought this out. And the Lord bring out this understanding. And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Insignificance. We can just get another quick precept to back up that. We can go 2 Samuel, the 7th chapter. And verse 23, where it says here, and what one nation in the earth is like thy people, even like Israel, whom Yahweh went to redeem for a people to himself, and to make him a name, and to do for you great things and terrible for thy land, for thy people, which thou redeemest to thee from Egypt, from the nations and their gods. Say the nation of Israel. See that? For thou hast confirmed to thyself thy people Israel to be a people unto thee forever. It never ended. And thou, Lord, art become their power. See, that's it. You see? Forever. It never ended. Yeah, the curse come, and the curse jack we up. But at the end of the day, we have the promise, to inherit the new covenant. A new contract all over again under Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You see me? Anyways, let's pick it up. Back in 2nd Esdras again, the 6th chapter. 57. Okay, good. And now, O Yahweh, behold, these heathen other nations, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. Go back to the curses, Deuteronomy 28, verse 16 and down. See that? But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, Israelites, us, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? Yeah, until Yahweh shall return, right? Until Yahweh shall return and establish his regime, which is going to be fashioned unto heaven, where dwelleth order, right? That's why the prayer said, your will be done in earth as be in heaven. Ratazaka haya aisha ba'aratasa kawa haya bashamayam. See that? Complete order and restoration upon the earth. Where our wives and our daughters will be in order. Clean oceans, clean seas, clean air, clean soil. We'll be able to enjoy GMO-free fruits, right? And grains. We'll be able to eat grapes from healthy organic vines. You know what I mean? Heathens will be our slaves. That's Isaiah the 14th chapter. Prophecy. And after much ass kicking, they will eventually fall in line, right? Because the heathens, we're going to have to beat them into subjection because they're not perfect, and they can't stand the idea of being conquered by other people, right? That's why the Asians stick to themselves. Yeah, they come over here to Babylon the Great in the Western world to work, but they stick to themselves, right? Because they don't like the American culture. You know what I mean? But we'll beat them into subjection. That's what the scripture said. We rule over them. Yahweh Shai will rule over them with a rod of iron, right? Or we can just word search it. Word search rod of iron. See? 4 easy precepts. Let's just explore them real quick and then we'll wrap up. This is Psalms 2:9. Let's see. Alright. Start of verse 7. I will declare the decree the Lord has said unto me, this is David, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. You see? And this is what David is prophesying, this is the Lord and Yahweh Shai, right? Because thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. You see this? Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. So that's what's going to happen with Yahweh Shai. You know what I mean? When Yahweh Shai come back, he's going to have the heathen for an inheritance. He's going to own everybody outside of the nation of Israel, and he's going to give them unto us as slaves, according to our lot. And this is the harsh reality of the scriptures. You know what I mean? People can't come to terms with this. Here's the point though. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Rod of iron. Rod means rulership, iron means vigor and harsh. Hard. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Too easy. Revelation 2:27. Alright. And he that overcometh, starting at verse 26, and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. What nations? If everybody could come together as one under Jesus Christ, who's going to be the nations to be ruled over? Who? Nation of Israel will rule, and the other nations will subject. And he shall rule over them with a rod of iron, that vigorous rulership again. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. See? This is Yahweh Shai speaking. It's written in red. What's the problem? Hey, next precept. Revelation 12:5. And she brought forth a man child. This is talking about Mary and Yahweh Shai, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up unto Yahweh and to his throne. See? Too easy. Last precept. Revelation again, chapter 19, verse 15. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword. That's talking about the fire, the laser fire from the chariot. And with it he should smite the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, vigorous rulership. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty power. You see that? Point blank period. You see me? Point blank period. Right? And those precepts showed off the austere and the rough side of Yahushua. Right? Who the world called Jesus. You know, Jesus is love. Jesus is love. You say, well, we'll see about that. We'll see. So, at the end of the day, the heavenly regime is coming up, and we'll be very happy and delighted when it comes. That's it through the Spirit. Our praises and our glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. God willing, this was edifying. Shalom.